Hey comic book lovers, and welcome to Pages of Light, where we analyze literature from a Christian worldview. If that sounds like something that you're into, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell down below so you don't miss any new videos. Today I'll be giving you my top 5 comic books coming out in September of 2021. I'll go over why I selected each comic for this list, and then read the promo material to give you an idea of what each comic is about. So if you're looking for some new comics to check out this month, this is the video for you. First up on our list is Telepaths #1 from AWA, which releases on September 1st. This comic gives me Heroes vibes if you've ever seen the TV show, which I'd highly recommend by the way. But it reminds me of that show and how people who discover their powers are on the run from the authorities while also trying to find a community among people who are also like them. I also love the idea that people on two opposite spectrums, the police and a prisoner, come together because of their now shared experience, sort of how the gospel brings together all different types of people who might be different in a worldly sense, but are united in Christ. The brand new epic from comic book legends J. Michael Straczynski and Steve Epting. An electromagnetic disturbance results in the sudden awakening of telepathic powers in a tenth of the Earth's population. In the moments after the world comes to grips with this development, newly telepathic Boston police find themselves sent against a wrongly convicted prisoner who becomes a hero and leader of other telepaths trying to escape a world in which their powers will make them targets. Both are heroes of their own story, and the future may depend on whether or not trust can be found between them. Next up, we have Bountiful Garden #1 from Mad Cave Studios, which releases on September 8th. This science fiction comic follows a group of teenagers who are sent on a mission to terraform a distant planet, but their ship is stopped 10 years too early. They encounter a cosmic horror as they try to fix their ship that attacks them physically and mentally. This comic could paint a good picture of life where we have struggles here on Earth physically, but a lot of the time the real battle is fought in your mind. Looks to be an interesting comic, and I hope the story explores some of those themes. In the year 2200, a team of teenage scientists are sent on a terraforming mission to a distant planet. Selected as the best and brightest of their generation, architect Jonas, botanist Marine, biologist Jane, engineers Anya and Kamari, and security detail Kurt are all put into cryostasis, expected to wake up when it's time to prepare to land on their assigned planet. When they are awakened abruptly 10 years early, halted above a strange planet, the teens are tasked with trying to figure out why they're stalled, or what stalled them. As they break into two teams, one tasked with fixing the ship, the other with exploring the unknown planet below, they're faced with an increasingly nightmarish scenario as they encounter a cosmic horror that seems not only to have attacked their ship, but also their minds. Next we have Mazebook #1 from Dark Horse Comics, which releases on September 8th. This comic is about a father in search of his daughter who he thought was dead, but there may still be hope when he gets a phone call from a girl claiming to be her. I just love the premise of a father looking for his daughter, and the added complexity of mazes and puzzles adds more layers to the story, where I'm sure we will get to explore the depths of this man's mind as he remembers the joyful and sorrowful times with his daughter. From New York Times best-selling and Eisner Award-winning creator Jeff Lemire comes this ambitious and haunting comic series about family, mourning, and reality. A lonely building inspector still grieving the loss of his puzzle-loving daughter receives a mysterious phone call one night from a girl claiming it's her, and that she's trapped in the middle of a labyrinth. Convinced that this child is contacting him from beyond this world, he uses an unfinished maze from one of her journals and a map of the city to trace an intricate path through a different plane of reality on an intense and melancholy adventure to bring his daughter back home. The only way out is in. Next we have Primordial #1 from Image Comics, which releases on September 15th, making this the second book on this list from Jeff Lemire. While I've never read any of his comics, I've heard nothing but good things, so this month you have two choices from him. Primordial follows the crew of 2 monkeys that the United States sent into space in response to the Soviet Union setting up a dog. These monkeys never returned, and this is their story when they come back down to Earth. This comic obviously gives me heavy Planet of the Apes vibes, as I'm sure we will see some kind of intelligence coming from the monkeys when they return. How will the government react to their return? Are they bringing something back from space that will change the world forever? Did they encounter an alien species and are coming back to warn us? So many questions, but we'll just have to read and find out. Mind-bending sci-fi collides with Cold War thriller in this 6-issue miniseries by the best-selling and Eisner-winning creative team behind Gideon Falls. In 1957, the USSR launched the dog Laika into Earth's orbit. 2 years later, the USA responded with 2 monkeys, Abel and Baker. These animals never returned, but unbeknownst to everyone, they did not die in orbit. They were taken, and now they are coming home. Last on this list, we have Unborn #1 from Source Point Press, which releases on September 29th. This is another science fiction story which tells of a set of heroic explorers on another planet who encounter an alien species. They have to figure out how to salvage their mission while also ensuring the aliens don't continue on to attack Earth. This looks to be an interesting story, as we'll see how the crew of 5 work together to accomplish a goal with such high stakes. Will they come together and meet this challenge unified, or will they collapse under the pressure and let their own selfish motives get in the way of the mission, dooming themselves and the rest of the human race? On a strange world, 5 explorers mine for super fuels in a last-ditch effort to save a collapsing Earth. But the mission goes to hell when they are overrun by a hostile alien species. With humanity's survival hanging in the balance, the crew must eradicate the deadly horde and salvage the mission. But what if the monsters aren't the only things they have to worry about? What if the most dangerous threat facing the crew is each other? That's going to do it for this week's video. If you like this type of video, let me know down in the comments, and if you're planning to pick up any of these on the list, you can also leave me a like and subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see more videos like this in your feed, or the individual comic book reviews that we do from a Christian worldview. If you know someone else who's looking for a new comic series this month, go ahead and share this video with them. Thanks for watching. Remember to keep reading and to share the gospel with somebody this week.